I don't think that's how anybody thought this 250 West was going to start. That was a pretty bad night. If you didn't watch it and you don't really know what happened, tonight was the first round of the 2021 250 West Championship. And in the main event, there was technically, I guess you could say two, because the first one was red flagged. There was pretty much three riders that were championship contenders that are now not championship contenders. We don't know the extent of all their injuries, so we don't know if they'll come back or not. But missing even one round in a 250 regional championship, you're pretty much out. In the first start, right away, Jeremy Martin got landed on. It was a racing incident. I don't think it was anybody's fault. For some reason, Jeremy didn't do one of the doubles in the very first rhythm section. Robertson, who was a rookie, thought, I'm guessing, that he was going to do the double. He did the double. His teammate Swole was right next to him, pushed him right, and it just kind of culminated in Robertson landing on Martin. Like I said, racing incident. Nobody's fault. Very, very unfortunate. Jeremy hit the ground pretty hard and got up holding his shoulder and did not line up for the next race. Don't know, like I said, the extent of his injuries, but it's not looking good if he didn't feel like he could line up for the next main. Now, the reason that the first main was red flagged was because of his brother, Alex Martin. This was a bad night for the Martin brothers. That sucks. We don't know what happened with Martin, but he was down in the corner after the triple. So those four little rollers, I guess you could say, they're pretty sketchy. They're super fast, so I could only imagine that something happened that made him endo into the berm, if I was to guess. When they showed him later, it seemed like it could be, they were pointing at maybe his leg, seemed like maybe internal. Again, we don't know what his injuries are, but it didn't look good. Not only that, but there was more controversial stuff that happened. On Instagram and Vital, everybody's just going crazy about this. McAdoo ran into not only a medic, but also Martin on the ground. And there's a lot of people that are hating on him a lot. But the situation, I think you need to look at it again. If you didn't know, the flaggers, there's two different types of flaggers. There's flaggers that are hired for just that day, and they're in charge of yellow flags. That's all they have. They only have yellow flags in their hands. They don't have anything else. And then there's AMA officials that have yellow flags also, but they also have red cross flags and blue flags and maybe a red flag. And that's one thing I think needs to change, is I think that with the yellow flag, red cross flag, and blue flag, the AMA officials also need a red flag, because as soon as the race is red flagged, every single one needs to be waving a red flag. And I think that even those flaggers that are hired the day of, I think that they can also have a red flag, because I need to look. Do they have headsets? Ooh, I should have looked before this. If they do have headsets, that's super easy. As soon as the race is red flagged, just get in everybody's ear and tell them it's a red flag, and every single flagger needs to be waving a red flag. If they don't have headsets, that makes it a little bit more difficult. So I'm not sure there, but if they do have headsets, that's a pretty simple answer. I know a red flag that's a big deal with the race. It could really influence positions if a flagger was to wave a red flag on accident. So maybe just the AMA officials should have a red flag. I don't know. But it seems like more than just the official at the finish line and like one other dude should have a red flag, because as soon as the race is red flagged, there needs to be a lot of red flags waving, because this situation could have, it wouldn't have happened if that was the case. So what did happen is they were given a red cross flag at the end of the section before the triple. The triple light was flashing. So Cooper and McAdoo did exactly what they needed to do. They rolled everything, and then they could see that Martin was in the corner down, so they knew that once they passed him, that is game on to keep going. Now, at this point, there was a red flag waved, but they didn't know that, so they were still in race mode. One of the track dudes, I don't know what their official name is, that is in charge of the tough blocks. He took a tough block out and put it on the track on the inside of the corner, forcing the riders to go to the outside. Martin was on the outside of the corner. So in that split-second decision, seeing that on the inside, seeing Martin, they go to the outside. They should have gone to the inside. That tough block should have been on the outside, forcing them to go to the inside. But it wasn't. It was on the inside. And even after the situation happens, you can see that guy start to take the tough block, I'm guessing, to move it to the outside. So Cooper goes to the outside. McAdoo is following him. And for some reason, when Cooper goes by this medic that's trying to get to Alex, that medic bolts across the track right in front of McAdoo. Yes, the riders are responsible for trying to stay safe, but these other dudes that are on the outside of the track that are going to be going onto the track also have a responsibility to do it safely. We saw earlier in the season an AMA official run across the track right in front of somebody, I think in the 450 class. So they're kind of dumb sometimes. He should have been looking also. He should not have just darted in front of McAdoo. So McAdoo hit him, and it caused him to get all wonky and also hit Martin on the ground. It was not a good look at all. And there's a lot of people saying that McAdoo should be disqualified for that and shouldn't have been able to line up for the next main. It was, in my opinion, a racing incident. You can say that I'm being a bit hypocritical with my opinions on blue flags and stuff in the past, but I haven't said it, but I actually have kind of changed my opinion on the whole Freese incident. I won't get into it, but this was such an accidental thing that if McAdoo got penalized, I think that'd be a little much. To me, a simple change that would have helped a lot, especially in this situation, is to just have more flaggers be able to wave the red flag, have blinking lights somewhere, maybe on the side of the track, I don't know, on their handlebar. There should be some new technology that can be used instead of flags, seems like to me. But yeah, that whole incident, that sucked. That was stupid. So there was Jeremy and Alex both out of the race. And then in the restart, Jordon Smith also wadded himself in the whoops and was not able to finish the race. Don't know if he's injured, what the extent of it is. But that's three dudes that are possibly title contenders. I would say that Smith and Jeremy Martin 100% were, and I think that Alex showed that he had the speed on that privateer bike to possibly challenge at least for top 3 in the championship, top 5 for sure. And now they're done. And Justin Cooper, this is now his championship to lose because he won that easily, pretty easily. He's got the perfect riding style for the rest of the championship, where he is insanely smooth and can ride now at 95% and be even smoother and still just mop the floor with these guys. I would not be surprised if those three dudes don't come back for the rest of the season. I wouldn't be surprised if Justin Cooper can just win every single race. But we will see. Maybe a bunch of these other dudes will step up to challenge him. But this is now Justin Cooper's championship to lose. And that's a bummer that three dudes are out instantly. And I'm super gutted for Jeremy because this is his last year in 250s, and he needed to prove that he deserves to have a 450 ride, and it's going to be very hard now for him. And not only the 250s, but Adam Cincerillo also wadded himself in the 450s. This Orlando track seems to be kind of cursed. I made a video about it being cursed in 2007. Christian Craig crashed last week and hurt himself. And now 4 dudes tonight crashed and hurt themselves, probably more. Yeah, that's not the start to 250 West that I was hoping for. I don't have much else to say other than that was a pretty sucky first round for 250 West.